I wasn't supposed to be at the county office that day. I was just there to renew some routine paperwork. Totally ordinary. The clerk typed my address into the system. Then she paused. She looked at her screen, then at me. "Ma'am, are you aware there's a pending transfer request on your property?" Transfer my property, my house, into someone else's name. For a second, I thought she meant a tax adjustment or something simple. She didn't. She turned her monitor just enough for me to see, and there it was. A deed modification request. It had been submitted 3 days earlier. Filed by my son. I felt something shift inside me. It wasn't panic. Not at first. It was recognition. Because this wasn't some sudden, out-of-the-blue event. This was something that had been building. 3 weeks earlier, my kids had tried to get power of attorney. They said it was just in case, for emergencies. 2 weeks earlier, they started questioning my memory, making little comments about things I'd supposedly forgotten. And now, this. Control doesn't always escalate with a loud argument. Sometimes it escalates quietly, on paper. I asked the clerk for copies of everything, right then and there. I needed to see it. Holding the paper in my hands, I looked at the signature. It looked like mine. Almost. It had the same slant, the same curve on the last letter. But hesitation lives in the small details, doesn't it? My real signature is fluid, practiced over decades. This one was rehearsed. You could feel the effort. Forgery isn't about emotion. It's a performance. The transfer form listed a reason, care, necessity. It implied I was experiencing cognitive decline. That word, again, decline. They were building a narrative, a story about me, one document at a time. The clerk lowered her voice, sensing the gravity of the situation. "If this processes," she said, "the ownership changes." Ownership. My house, the house I'd paid off 15 years ago. The house where I raised my children. The very house they were now trying to take from me. I asked her if it had been approved yet. "Not yet," she said. "Pending." That one word saved me. I left the county office as calmly as I could. But my heart was pounding. The second I got to my car in the parking lot, I called my attorney. When I explained what was happening, he didn't sound surprised. Which was even more chilling. His first question was, "Has there been any discussion about guardianship?" Yes. Of course, there had been. Always quietly. Always framed as concern for my well-being. My attorney told me what to do, and we filed an immediate objection. We requested an emergency hold on that transfer. If we had waited just 48 more hours, it would have gone through. The paperwork would have processed. Paper is always faster than a difficult conversation. That night, my son called. He sounded annoyed. "Why are you making this so difficult?" he asked. Difficult? That word is so interesting, isn't it? Because difficult in this context just meant not compliant. He said they were only trying to protect me. Protect me from what? My own property. He said I was forgetting things. But that's strange, because I remember every single mortgage payment. I remember every renovation project, every insurance renewal. It seems memory is very selective when it's convenient for someone else. At the court hearing, the judge reviewed all the documents. He examined the forged signature on the transfer request. Then he looked directly at me. He had one simple question. "Did you authorize this transfer?" I said, "No." Just one word, clear and firm. The opposing attorney tried to suggest I was suffering from cognitive decline. He implied I might not recall signing it, that my memory was faulty. But the judge was sharp. He asked for medical evidence. Of course, there wasn't any, because suspicion is not a diagnosis. Voicing concern is not the same as presenting proof. The transfer request was denied, and the judge ordered an investigation. Forgery isn't a simple misunderstanding. It's a crime. But what stayed with me after all of this wasn't the anger. It was the clarity. They didn't confront me head-on. They didn't have an argument with me. They documented me. They built a file on me. First, the attempt to get power of attorney. Then, suggestions of psychiatric evaluations. Then, attempts to get on my bank accounts. And finally, the deed transfer. Each step was small. Each step was framed as helpful, but each step was designed to remove something from me. My name, my authority, my ownership, my control. Control doesn't kick down your door. It doesn't scream at you. It quietly edits you out of your own life story. They tried to put my house in their name because they thought the paperwork would move faster than I would. They assumed that because I'm older, I must be inattentive. They mistook my silence for surrender. But they forgot one very important thing about me. I read everything. So let me leave you with this. If you ever receive paperwork you didn't request, or if you find out someone has filed something in your name without telling you, check it immediately. Don't wait. Because control rarely announces its arrival. It processes quietly in the background, and by the time you finally notice, what's yours may already belong to someone else. If you've ever been underestimated, if you've ever had to fight to be heard, subscribe to this channel. This is a place for the ones who catch it in time. Thanks for listening.